Counseling services of our mental health agency. Outpatient counseling, family counseling, community-based services. Slide. Introduction. Our agency has created a place for children and adolescents to receive help for due to mental health issues. We are located in the state of Maryland in Montgomery County. Our vision for this agency is to create a place where parents and their children feel safe and receive the help needed to be successful. The values that each counselor holds are visible in the agency in order to create a place that allows clients to receive the best service possible. Slide. Vision statement. We strive to create an environment of safety and support for our clients and their families, making changes for a brighter, happier, and healthier future. Join us and begin your journey to wellness today as our partners in health. Slide. Our agency is committed to the well-being of each and every client. We conduct ourselves to the highest standard of excellence to provide great services to our clients. We believe in treating our clients with the best treatment plan that addresses their individual needs. We are empathetic and compassionate to understanding our clients' thoughts and feelings and experiences. We do not discriminate based on gender, sex, or religion. We provide a safe environment where clients can feel safe and protected. We provide the tools for clients to overcome their mental health ailments and to live a healthier and more balanced life. Slide.
Outpatient services. Compassionate care in a safe and secure setting. Our core objectives. We balance the mission of informed care with the reality of security needs. Our agency is a welcoming and comfortable place, one that is pleasant and functional for both clients and staff. Our agency provides quality care and a quality workplace that operates with cost efficiency in mind to help support client financial needs. Outpatient services. Length of treatment. Treatment times may vary from a few hours a day, a week, to several hours a day. Treatment is provided in both groups and individual settings. Comprehensive treatment plans are developed with our licensed and experienced counselors and our clients as a team. Our counselors consider and value the cultural diversity of all clients. We determine the skills and information necessary for competent treatment for all clients. We will examine and utilize potential treatments that best serve our clients and implement treatment that is culturally appropriate. Family counseling. In family counseling, we will help with interactions between family members by reducing stress and conflicts that result from the mental health issues from one or more members of the family. At our facility, families will work with one of our counselors. Each treatment plan will be individualized to meet the goals and needs of the family. We recognize that family counseling can be an option when a child has issues at school, an eating disorder is present, trauma has impacted the family, such as moving or natural disaster, and domestic violence or divorce has occurred. Family counseling therapies for children. Family plays a large role in a child's development. Family counseling is used when working with child clients experiencing mental health issues. Our agency provides short-term outpatient therapy for children, including creative counseling, Bowenian counseling, structural counseling, and strategic counseling. Community-based services. Services provided to schools. Our agency provides services to schools through programs that are both school-wide and grade appropriate. Programs engage students and teachers in skits, through storytelling and other activities. Bullying, whole school assembly, say boo to bullies. Body image, arranged for students ages 5 to 9 years or 13 and older. Healthy habits. Stress management, whole school or grade level, stress less. Recreation, whole school or grade level, play every day.
Legal and ethical issues at a mental health agency. Types of business entities, professional liability insurance, securing insurance credentialing, HIPAA and high tech. Licensure credentials, ethical standards. Slide. Our agency will be an LLC, which is for-profit limited liability company, which means the business entity does not pay corporate taxes. The profit or loss is passed through the individual business owners. LLC is unique because it can have multiple members or owners, unlike a sole proprietary, has their own employer identification number, and assets and liabilities are separate from the individual business owners or members. 5 steps to create an LLC in Maryland. Naming the limited liability company, LLC, choose a resident agent, file the articles of organization, create an operating agreement, get an employer identification number, EIN. Slide. Professional liability insurance. Counseling liability insurance is required for marriage counselors, family therapists, social workers, psychologists, school counselors, hypnotherapists, alcohol and drug counselors, art therapists, pastoral counselors, occupational therapists, and wellness counselors. The best place to choose a professional liability is the American Psychological Association, APA. The APA offers professional liability insurance through the American Professional Agency, Inc., for staff members of our agency who are not a counselor. Our agency will evaluate any potential needs covered and staff that is protected. Slide. Securing insurance credentialing. The American Counseling Association states, in order to become a part of an insurance plan, one must research insurance companies, then follow up with the company. In order to participate for a private network insurance, these steps must be followed. Obtaining National Provider Identifier, NPI, submit a request for participation, join a CAQH Universal Provider Data Source, complete the application, gather all supporting documents. This process can take up to 6 months and a notification will be sent. Slide, please. To be accepted into Medicaid, these steps must be followed. Agencies require subsequent information, which are copies of your licenses, proof of malpractice insurance, resumes, and other supporting documents. Make a list of questions, use personal contacts, complete the CAQH, and make a copy of everything, and submit your application to Medicaid. Slide. HIPAA and high tech. The Department of Health and Human Services in the U.S. states the HIPAA rule established national standards to protect individuals' medical records and other personal health information, and applies to healthcare clearinghouses and those healthcare provers that conduct healthcare transitions electronically. It also states the Health Information Technology for Economy and Clinical Act was enacted during the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. Slide. Licensure credentials. Education requirements in Maryland. A master's degree in the field and counselors who wish to establish a private practice usually need a doctorate. States require that counselors need to earn their degree from an accredited college or university approved by a Maryland Board of Professional Counselors and Therapists. Maryland Board of Professional Counselors and Therapists (LCPC) candidates must pass the National Counselors and Examination and the Maryland State Law Test. Practicum and internship. Before earning your LPC, a counselor must complete 3,000 hours of supervised clinical hours of direct contact under an approved licensed supervisor. Slide. Ethical standards. The ethical standards that we've used is B1C, respect for confidentiality. Counselors protect the confidentiality information of prospective and current clients. Counselors disclose information only with appropriate consent or with sound legal or ethical justification. 2D1, different approaches. Counselors are respectful of approaches that are grounded in theory and or have an empirical or scientific foundation, but may differ from own. Counselors acknowledgement and expertise of other professional groups and are respectful of their practices. C2G, impairment. Counselors monitor themselves for signs of impairment or for their physical, mental, or emotional problems, and refrain from offering or providing professional services when impaired. Slide. Legal and ethical issues. Third-party reimbursement, technology and its implications, and sitting fees. Slide. Third-party reimbursement. Our agency chose to work with Aetna and Medicaid. In order for us to submit for reimbursement services, our agency must first have an established contact with insurance companies. For reimbursement services, Aetna requires an accurate ICD-10 code. It also must include the MPI and HIPAA electronic transitions. Aetna may request clinical records for unusual procedures, unlisted CPT codes, and non-specific codes. There are 3 steps that are needed to be completed for Medicaid reimbursement. Participate in Maryland's Medicaid program, register for the website, and sign into reference sites. Slide. Technology and its implications. The technological service that we would implement into our agency is Clinical Tracker EHR. Clinical Tracker EHR system offers different functions for counselors, such as practice management and billing. It can be used for different agencies of different sizes. Clinical Tracker coordinates, schedules, bills, and has clinical data workflows. Our agency will comply with HIPAA and maintain confidentiality by protecting clients' information. Slide. Sitting fees. Our fees will be enough per session to allow our agency to cover operational costs while still being able to earn a living. When establishing counseling fees, our agency will take into consideration the financial situations of clients and locality. If the fees are unpaid due to hardship for the client, the counselor may adjust or assist the client to locate compatible and affordable services. Slide.
As a responsible agency, it is important to discuss our community outreach as well as our crisis response. Disasters are encountered all around the United States of America. These disasters could include hurricanes, forest fires, earthquakes, and floods. Other disasters include oil spills, nuclear explosions, and chemical attacks. During these disasters, individuals can suffer from physical injuries, emotional distress, loss of life, and damage to their property. If ever a disaster does occur, it is important for our agency to put our employees and clients first. Access and awareness are 2 main challenges to community outreach. People may not feel it is okay to reach out for help at times. Some people may not even know where to reach out, and some people may know but not have resources available, whether that is insurance or even transportation. Community outreach initiatives are important to help bring awareness, not only to the community, but to clinicians and agencies working within those communities. As a commitment to the community, we will coordinate with the collaboration, and input of many organizations and agencies across all sectors of our community by developing a regular and comprehensive local community health needs assessment. Slide. When responding to community emergencies, a workplace emergency is an unpredicted situation which threatens employees and clients. This emergency may either disrupt or even shut down business, causing physical or environmental damage. Natural emergencies, including flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, have impacted the state of Maryland at times. And when dealing with severe weather situations, our agency will monitor severe weather by tuning into local forecasts, news, and other media outlets. If possible, we will search online and sign up to receive weather alerts by text message. Today, technology is so far more advanced, allowing the prediction of severe weather to be tracked days ahead. This will allow our agency to prepare for the worst of any possible outcome. Slide. In case of these emergency situations, it is important for us to stay connected with outside agencies that can help provide crisis response. These agencies could consist of the National Guard, Social Services, 211 Maryland, Maryland Emergency Management Agency, and even schools and churches. Slide. It would be important to discuss effective training for clients across the lifespan that can help us in a crisis or even a trauma situation. When working with clients such as children and adolescents, we will abide by the rules and regulations of the state of Maryland. Our agency staff will be trained on how to work with children and adolescents who have encountered trauma and crisis in their life. Trauma and crisis will impact the lives of individuals when they occur in our communities in which they live. When considering the impact of trauma on a client, it is also important to consider the individual stage of life and the psychological impact of transitional changes they may be experiencing as they are adjusting to internal needs and the responsibilities of the social environment. Training will consist of the need of our staff to address the impact of the trauma and crisis across the lifespan on clients will involve training in defining and understanding the life stages, identifying potential impacts of trauma on relevant life stages to include clients of all ages, and procedures for working with clients to neutralize the effects of trauma while restoring emotional balance for their clients. In case of working with children and adolescents, it's important to understand that child and adolescent clients may exhibit a bit more intense reactions following the crisis, as they do not possess certain skills to possibly cope with those traumas. To assure that our staff is properly trained, we will have them certified by the American Board of Clinical Child and Adolescent Psychology. Our counselors will have completed training and experience requirements of specialty, including an examination designed to assess the competencies required to provide quality services in the specialty of clinical child and adolescent psychology. Slide. We will also have an internal agency crisis response. Our agency will have an internal crisis plan. This is to be utilized in case of emergencies within the agency itself. We'll address fires, earthquakes, tornadoes, and active shooters. In the event of fire within the agency's building, clients and counselors will evacuate to a designated place off-site. Counselors will secure their offices, if possible, to ensure patient files remain secure, and clients will proceed with agency security to the designated location. At intake, counselors will have had clients complete emergency contact form. We will offer support during and beyond a crisis if needed. Counselors and clients will meet for a group crisis counseling session to address what had occurred. Counselors will offer up the ability to communicate with their clients, either by means of giving them outside phone numbers, email contact, and so forth. Slide. There will be an interagency collaboration and professional advocacy. To be effective counseling resource in the Maryland community. Many factors need to be considered. These include meeting the needs of clients of all ages and providing support to clients who do not have access to the resources that they need. Our agency will collaborate with other various organizations. 3 of these organizations will be the House of Ruth, the Maryland Family Network, and the Maryland Senior Resource Network. The Maryland Family Network is a private nonprofit agency that offers a wealthy history involving matters that have affected children, families, and child care providers. The House of Ruth is a leading participant that advocates to end violence against women and children. And finally, the Maryland Senior Resource Network focuses on meeting the needs of older adult clients by providing resources to support their mental health needs and other needs that a senior client may have. Slide. There are certain ways that we will collaborate as an agency. There will be 7 areas that we will focus on to assist with interagency collaboration. 1 will be staff development. When agencies cross-train, it is important to directly and effectively serve clients by becoming proficient in sophisticated network of referral to and from other agencies with which collaborations have been formed. With alignment, the vision statement, the mission statement, and policies of the providers must have the same philosophy of the service providers. As multidisciplinary teams, members of different service teams are a part of the composition of the multidisciplinary team. With referral networks that are authentically connected, the multidisciplinary team provides services in different locations. Assessment will involve determining a client's needs and assets and viewing the individual within the concentric context of family, culture, and community. The evaluation of service providers is needed in order to determine how well clients are being serviced. There will be cultural competence, client-focused treatment, and referral must be based on an understanding of the family relationships, cultures, and communities of the clients. Credibility and consistency, being a mutual provider, credibility and trust are the core of the referral relationships. And absent of trust, even at the most sophisticated systems will fail. Clients must have trust, and it must be built on the reliability of the provider and provider's ability to be a consistent, accessible presence for the client. And finally, resource mapping. This mapping will consist of gathering information about agencies and programs in the community with which linkages can be made to provide collaborative services to clients. Slide. The importance of professional advocacy will be something we will focus on at our agency. Some barriers that children and adolescents may face can prevent access to mental counseling are financial restrictions, accessibility, long wait lists, and racial barriers. Advocacy is an important tool to raise awareness on mental health issues and assure that mental health is on the national agenda of governments. It can lead to improvements in policy, legislation, and service development. It also is a form of marketing and promotion for the agency. It brings awareness of service provided by all mental health agencies. These advocacy efforts are also collaborations of existing programs located within the same state. In Maryland, there's a nonprofit organization called Pro Bono Counseling Project. This program serves Maryland residents, including individuals, couples, and families of all ages who are seeking care but are facing difficulties affording counseling. Slide. Another collaborative advocacy effort we would work with is the Mental Health Association of Maryland. This focuses on the inability of individuals to access quality mental health and substance use disorder services in certain communities, forcing more individuals into costly emergencies departments and discouraging them from seeking care at all. It would be very important for our agency to become involved with programs connected to the Maryland State Board of Education. The Maryland State Board of Education has a long forward thinking in terms of recognizing how integral the role of coordinated student services team is in the overall academic and social emotional success of students. As advocates of mental health awareness, our agency will promote the use of the resource guide of Maryland School Mental Health and Wellness Practices. These practices provide the base information and tools schools need to proactively address student mental health and wellness, thereby improving school culture and climate and helping to ensure that all students remain actively engaged in the learning process. And in conclusion, our agency will work closely with other agencies that will benefit children and adolescents, adults, and older adults. Our agency will provide the help needed to the individuals during all stages of life. We will advocate for our clients to help them overcome barriers that they are facing to prevent them from receiving mental health services by raising awareness and bringing these issues to government's attention. Working with other advocacy agencies will help our agency overcome these barriers that clients face with mental health.
For more information, please seek out our references, which are listed in the following slides.